We're here today to talk about stress, overwhelm, and clutter and how it's all connected. Hey, I'm Health Coach Gayle of Y Powered Whole Health Coaching, and I'm here with my friend Leslie Brackett, professional organizer. I'm so glad you're able to join us today because who isn't feeling stressed and often overwhelmed? So, Leslie, please introduce yourself.
Sure, thanks, Gail. Good to be here. My name is Leslie Brackett. I'm the owner of Simply Organized World, and I've been a professional organizer for 18 years.
Oh, well, I can't wait to jump into this conversation with you. For those who don't know me, I am the founder of Y Powered Whole Health Coaching, and I have been doing this work for 9 years now. I empower women and couples to get back to their happy weight without any diet gimmicks or extremes. So you might be wondering, what is the connection between returning to your happy weight and professional organizing and clutter? There's a big, strong connection because so often when we're doing things like being stressed and emotional eating, and when we're being stressed out in our home environments, a lot of it just it's the stress and the clutter and, being overwhelmed. It can be, the stress in our bodies can, and in our minds, in our personal spaces, it can all be so connected. So Leslie and I, what we do is we help people get out of that space of feeling overwhelmed. And we help people look at what's underneath that and find solutions that are sustainable. And the really cool thing about it is we both do it without any judgments at all. We've been doing this work for a long time, and we have done and seen it all. And we just love empowering people to get to a more peaceful place in their lives and with solutions that really work. So we wanted to dive into this topic together, and we love what we do and helping people find those kinds of solutions. So Leslie, tell me a little bit more about how you do this kind of thing.
Thanks, Gail. Well, first of all, I want to echo what you've said, that, sometimes people have a lot of accumulation of things, and that may not seem like such a big deal, but it actually can have a negative impact on your mental health as any other kind of stress or overwhelm in whatever situation that you're in. And so definitely, there's been studies that show that clutter increases your stress levels. And, one of my taglines is I bring calm to cluttered spaces. Your home should be a place where you can relax and recharge. And sometimes for whatever reason, life happens and people transition, children move in and out of the house, things like that. And sometimes there's trauma or a death in the family that would exacerbate your stress. And I want to help people relieve that feeling so that when they walk into their home, it's comforting and it's you can breathe and you can function and you can find the things that you need on a daily basis, and you can see what's in your closet, and you can get dressed quicker in the morning if you need to leave. And when things are in a good place for your family and they live in that place, then you're going to be able to be more efficient, actually have more time in your day and things like that. So we start with a consult. Yeah.
I love that. When we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants, if you will, life just is more stressful than it has to be. And, one thing that I help people do is be more intentional with their health and, planning ahead and, avoiding the potholes. And, sometimes that can feel like more work. But, when we operate more intentionally and more efficiently, life is just, it's easier,
Yes.
and it's less chaotic. And so there are even more parallels than I even realized between what we do through this
Exactly.
conversation. So, when we're feeling out of control, whether it's with our health or those home living spaces, we just, that chaos, it kind of gets inside us. And, one of the other things about stress that I think a lot of people kind of dismiss is, well, the Mayo Clinic has a stat. They said 75% of doctor visits are rooted in stress. And
Wow.
it's crazy because we often have these symptoms in our bodies and in our, with our mental health, and they're stress related and we don't even realize it. We end up, in the doctor's office, and
Mhm.
it's just unnecessary. So
Mhm. Yeah, I have a study too, that women reported, the more clutter that they had in their homes, they had a higher level of the stress hormone cortisol.
yeah,
And that
yeah,
was, that's just setting more things for you to be unsuccessful. And like you said, lead a life of just go, 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 go. And sometimes clutter disappears into your walls and the corners of your
yeah,
homes and things if you just kind of block it out again. And but bringing it to the forefront and having help, and service, have someone to actually help you go through it and decide what you would like to keep and what makes your home happy and what makes your life function better. It's sometimes not a lot of belongings, and having a lot of accumulated things. And it's also organizing them in a nice manner so that your life does function better.
yeah.
you know.
Well, so often I think people can be resistant to saying, I need help. And I often remind people, asking for help is not a weakness, it's a strength, whether it's
That's
with our
right.
health or something in our home. It really can help us shift out of patterns that aren't serving our well-being.
Mhm.
So
And
it's
like you said, mindset is so important, and it's not a sign of weakness, because many of my clients do try something on their own before, and it's just not maintainable, or they get frustrated. They don't know where to start. They have difficulty, they don't want to let go. Sometimes there's other reasons. They have a lot of memorabilia, or they have um, maybe things that have been passed down through their family that they just don't know what to do with. And one of the things that I do, like you do, is I help change that mindset, and I allow people to make their own decisions. I don't make any decisions for my clients at all, but together we can make healthier decisions, just like you do,
right.
like a coach, and help them make decisions about what is truly really important in their life today. And it may not be your grandma's china, you know.
You don't come in with a dumpster and just say, load it up and
No, they probably shut the door. But a lot of people, and I'm sure it's true with your clients, they have to be in a position where they're ready, or they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, kind of thing. They've reached kind of
exactly.
a point where they know they
It's
can't do it
shifting.
by themselves,
Mhm.
and they need some help.
Yeah.
And That's what I think we both do. We both bring relief to our clients and help kind of reset them on a path that's going to work for them. And everybody's different, and every person and every client I have has different needs. Sometimes they just want their closet cleaned out. Sometimes it's just a space that they're always living in. Sometimes it's a basement or garage. Sometimes it's a whole house. Sometimes it's 4 rooms. Sometimes it's 10 closets. It doesn't make any difference. It's all those different areas are really similar in the fact that they're not working for you anymore. And,
Right.
I try to bring a functional approach to how the family or the individual is living, and how I can make that better for them. Just like you do, you find a way to make it easy and simple. And consistency, I think, for both of us is really,
Exactly.
really mindset change, and being consistent, doing little bitty things over time, you know,
Yes.
because it is so overwhelming. I mean, how do you lose 100 pounds? One
Yeah,
pound at a time, right? How do you
exactly.
declutter your house one item at a time?
Yes.
We just
Yes.
can't take it all on at once.
Right. And, I've worked with clients who are 100 or more pounds overweight, or someone who even just has 25 or 30. And it's
Right.
they're stuck in the not being able to get that small amount of weight loss. And they can be as unhappy with that as someone who's, got a lot more. They can have the same degree of stuckness. So but as you said, everybody has their own pain points, but we help people see their blind spots because it's so hard to see those when we're mired in it. So,
Exactly.
well, I really believe that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I know we could just talk about this for a long time, because we're both very passionate about how we empower people. But I want to share a couple of pictures because you've shared yours with me, and they really are astounding, the work that you do and how you
Oh,
help
yours
people.
are too. I love the little
You
signs
help
that people
people
hold up.
transform.
Yeah. Why don't you put those up on the screen?
Yeah, give me just 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, there you go. Tell us about these
Oh,
before.
yeah. This is on your left. You'll see a pantry that was really, really full. And my client, Jen, was a mom, stay-at-home mom who loved to cook. And she didn't even want to go in here. It prevented her from cooking the kinds of meals that she wanted to feed her family. So we started on her pantry, and did eventually the whole kitchen. But this is the result of just the left side. The right side, or the right side and the left side looked similar, but we were able to containerize, give her a couple of turnarounds so she could see the liquids, put all like things in a basket, put the cereal, so they can get to it, and throw away the box, and just really make it way more functional for the whole entire family. And obviously you can see everything. We actually threw away 7 bags of expired food. That's how overwhelmed this client was. She did not want to even take a look at it or address it. And I was able to help her, and she was very, very appreciative. She
I love
cried,
it.
actually.
It looks like you've got some labels there hanging on each shelf to
Yeah, well, not only
organize
are the
them.
containers labeled, but I had breakfast, snacks. I
Oh, smart.
put the topic of, like, you'd be going down the grocery store, how the grocery store
Yeah,
is
right.
divided into
This
aisles. So
is
they
the
knew
cereal
if,
aisle.
yeah. They're tiny little
Love
tags,
it.
so they don't really get in the way.
Love it. Love it. All right. So we got another photo we can share here if I can get the slides to advance. They want to be sticky here. Give me another second. All right, come on, slides. There we go.
Here we go. So on the before picture, you see the craft corner of a family who has 2 young children, and it just kind of got out of hand. And this is in their dining room, in the corner of their dining room. And on the after picture, you can see that it's all contained. It's in that closet, and a lot of the papers went bye-bye. She has 2 really creative kids, and they need a nice space to organize that doesn't overtake the family's eating area. So
What a
let's see
transformation.
your pictures. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Incredible. Leslie.
she
Great
was
work.
very happy, and the kids were too, because you can't find anything when it looks like that.
Well, that's like reclaiming your living space.
Exactly. Yeah, and the corner of the table's right there. Okay, tell us about your client, Gayle.
Okay, so this was Laura, and she's still a client of mine. She gave me permission to share these images. She shot them herself, and the one on the left was just before she met me, and she was a early 40s mom working full time, and she was pretty unhappy with where her living space, her physical shape. You can see she was there with her little boy Tycho, and she was just struggling to get back to feeling good in her body, and she wanted to get into running. And as a certified fitness trainer, I was able to advise her about her exercise routines along with nutrition. But where it really helped her was with the mindset and behavior change. So now she is 45 pounds down without
Wow,
dieting or any extreme. But the thing I think that she is really most proud of is that she's running half marathons now.
that's
And I mean,
unbelievable.
she started with 5Ks, and she's just continued to go and go and go. And she is so proud of
That's
her
great.
transformation. So very,
Yeah. Do
very
you have another
happy.
one?
Yeah, one
Oh my
more.
gosh, 58
Yeah.
pounds.
So she actually referred her friend Lauren because she was so happy with her results.
That's great.
So Lauren snapped the photo on the left of herself, her before and now, and then we were celebrating when she left the Y Powered Nest. And her original hobby was baking, and she still enjoys that. It's not about giving things up, but she has a new hobby, and that now is strength training. She loves going to the gym, and she
Awesome.
is thrilled with her results too. And again,
That's
without
great.
any diet extremes or anything, and is just so, so pleased with the results.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you
again,
for
love and
sharing those.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, this journey for me is really for many people about getting started. And what I help people do in that regards is just start with a conversation. There's no obligation, no pressure, and never any judgment. So I just offer the opportunity for people to chat. So just get in touch. Let's talk, and we can do that
Exactly.
anytime. So just,
Great. Well, thank you for
yeah.
recording
How
this
do you
with
get
me.
started with people, Leslie?
I usually have a consult first and assess their home and the amount of belongings they have and get a scope of the work and see how their space is functioning for them and what's not functioning and where we can make a difference in that.
Okay. And tell people again your company name.
Simply Organized World. You can reach me at 314-489-6520 or 636-556-0443.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me today,
Great.
and
Thank you, Gail. Appreciate
keep
it.
empowering people to live a less stressful lives. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.